A quiet, traditional building rested beneath the serene night sky, suggesting a secluded life with few visitors. Lee welcomed his guests and told them to make themselves at home, proudly showing off his modern house interior. A woman called out to Lee and said she had something important to ask. A nervous man hesitantly asked what the white machine with the digital display was for. Chin voiced the question on everyone's mind and asked what the mysterious object in front of them was. Lee calmly explained that the device was just an air-purifying humidifier, while a clumsy woman suddenly fell off the couch in surprise. The distraught man with a pale face insisted they should accept his explanation for freshening up the air and quietly admitted he had been careless. The authoritative man questioned Mr. Chin, and Lai nervously insisted he was only commenting on how fresh the air seemed in the room. Lee filled the teapot and explained that his purified water only needed a simple button press. 3 stunned women watched as the steaming cup filled with glowing liquid, voicing their disbelief at what they were seeing. All 3 women exclaimed that the spiritual water and qi felt like a rare and powerful elixir. Lai told the women he would cook in the backyard and invited them to help themselves to more tea if they wished. A sudden bang at the door made 3 cheerful figures on the couch burst into laughter together. One of the serious, shaded men warned Chin not to provoke the powerful expert, saying he wouldn't step in to help if things went wrong. Lee warned sternly that Chin must not touch anything without permission, and Chin promised her senior brother she would be careful. Chin, a curious and cautious cultivator, held up the discarded scroll while the elder scolded her for even suggesting they open it. A hand faintly stained with blood pressed against the surface as someone reminded them to be careful. Lee, determined and focused, slowly unrolled the scroll while quietly noting that it was open. Lee suddenly realized something shocking and could barely get the words out. Golden light swirled gently, filling the air with floating sparkles and drifting leaves. He guided the boat through shimmering waters, golden ribbons of light swirling around him as misty mountains loomed in the distance. Then a focused Lee wearing a conical hat unleashed a sharp beam of energy straight from his eyes. Then a resolute Lai grasps the sword's hilt, his focus sharpening as he prepares to draw the blade. A long blade carved a violent arc through the air, cutting just above the boat as swirling leaves scattered over turbulent water. A determined Lai drops swiftly from the air, sword raised, as a cloaked figure waits below among swirling leaves. A heavy splash echoed as a mysterious figure's foot crashed down into the water. Lee, focused and decisive, drives his sword into the back of his shocked opponent. As swirling light and leaves filled the air, an observant man with long hair sensed sword intent in the painting while someone anxiously called for their senior brother. A Lee with long hair clutched a wrapped object as someone nearby called out urgently for Brother Luo. A Lee with long gray hair admitted to the others that the painting brought out loneliness, arrogance, fearlessness, and desperation all at once. A contemplative woman with silver hair recalled that the swordsman struck with such force, she could sense the sword intent even now. A blue-haired woman pressed the others to sense the sword intent, while the brown-haired disciple retorted that Chin was simply slow to understand. Lee, calm and approachable, greeted the group and asked if they had been talking about him. A respectful man with long hair quickly apologized to Lee for touching his belongings, asking him not to take offense as he noticed the scroll. Lee quickly explained that the sketches were just casual drawings he had thrown away and didn't show his real ability. One skeptical woman quietly asked if the drawing was really just a simple sketch and wondered aloud if Mr. Lee might actually be angry. The 3 men stared at the sketch in shock, whispering fears about Lee's anger and wondering just how deep his sword skill ran. Lee shyly handed over the discarded sketch as the group thanked him enthusiastically, surprised that anyone actually liked his drawing. The urgent woman insisted they should send the painting back to their master right away, while Lee asked if she doubted his promise. Lee bowed respectfully to the group as joked about hosting him next time, and someone quickly told her to put the painting away. Moments later, the reflective Lee gazes upward, quietly watching 3 ethereal figures drift across the moonlit sky. Standing beneath the night sky, Lei gently stroked Blackie and quietly admitted he felt unworthy compared to the immortal cultivators who had saved. A thoughtful young woman gently pats a calm dog's head, telling she wishes she could become a hero and wonders if it was all a dream. The determined woman clenched her fists and insisted she truly hadn't been dreaming, demanding to know why no one believed her. A determined young woman questions her mother, asking if she could have broken through without the expert's help and insisting this TMT be faked. The red-haired woman walked through the trees, telling her companion she TMT sleep since her father arranged her marriage to. The woman with long red hair considered the situation and said it would be best if the expert they mentioned truly had a way to solve things. The woman with blue eyes told the reluctant princess that marrying was her duty. Lee relaxed on a lounge chair, listened as the helpful robot asked him to choose a flavor for the steaming, glazed loaf. A young woman, alert and inquisitive, turned with a small robot toward the door as she wondered aloud if someone unexpected had arrived. Lee opened the door, greeting Miss Luo and her mother as the young woman politely introduced them and apologized for arriving unannounced. A red-haired woman stood confidently in the sunlight and introduced herself as, hinting that she might be a hidden expert. Lee, observant and impressionable, decided the girl seemed unfriendly, but found her beauty made her fierceness easy to forgive. Lee, friendly and hospitable, invited the two women inside and mentioned that he had just finished preparing lunch. A robot announced proudly that it had finished grilling the leopard, while a calm man walked through the garden gate with two companions. Lee announced a customer was arriving, and the small robot decided it would need to set out 2 extra pieces of cutlery. The red-haired woman, looking uncertain, pointed toward the calm man as if asking who he was. A confident young woman with a crown-like hair accessory dismissed her mother's surprise, saying these gadgets were nothing special in an expert's house. The small robotic figure teased the red-haired woman, saying it was pleased to meet her again and found her interesting. The red-haired man stared in disbelief, saying this tool could both cook and flirt, making the dynasty's prized treasure seem worthless in comparison. An inexperienced young woman nervously asked if the food was truly delicious, and Master Lee sharply scolded her for being disrespectful. The small robot in an apron insisted the women shouldn't let looks cloud their judgment of its cooking. Lee ordered to bring food for the 2 ladies, while the smirking man stood by with his arms crossed. A close-up revealed a mysterious and inquisitive figure who asked with curiosity what flavor the dish was. The robot in a pink apron sprang into action, declaring it would make the most delicious dish and expertly seasoning the meat with swift, precise movements. Lee, a confident chef showcasing a perfected dish, proudly finished the plate and said he had added extra sauce and caviar for a gourmet touch. 2 women closed their eyes and breathed in deeply, one of them softly murmuring that the fragrance was unlike anything she remembered. The red-haired woman eagerly took a bite of grilled meat, while another watched in disbelief at how quickly an entire platter disappeared. Lee offered the last piece of meat and asked if anyone wanted it since he had planned to save it for dinner. Both women lunged at the golden loaf, each insisting that it belonged to her. The woman with long red hair claimed she was the first to notice the food, chomping away as the surprised man continued to watch. A Lee with brown hair tied back asked Lee why he had suddenly appeared here today. A calm, serious woman with red hair told her worried daughter to reveal their true identity to Master Lei and agreed. A young woman with long red hair and a crown told Master Lei she was the eldest princess of the Longxian dynasty and had a special request. The princess declared she was royalty and described how her father's uneasy reign forced her into a political marriage, while Master Li listened in silence. The Lei listened quietly as the red-haired woman noted that nothing seemed to surprise him. Someone praised Master Li's skill in surviving the wild, certain he could see through any situation, while a hand clutched a purple cloth nearby. Li, thoughtful and focused, admitted he struggled to fully grasp their politics, but said he understood one important thing from the explanation. Li smirked confidently, declaring that this was exactly the kind of plot you'd find in a drama. Two girls stood before the mysterious wreath, one asking what plot and drama even meant, both clearly puzzled by the sight. The calm man with long brown hair told the two shocked women he'd witnessed many versions of this routine and seen dynasties rise and fall. The young woman with reddish hair clutched her hands, saying she felt certain asking Master Lei for help was the right choice. Ali watched quietly as one woman sat in distress by the riverside, comforted by her caring companion. Li, calm and compassionate, reassured Lady Luo and asked her to share every detail about her situation. Lei raised his fist excitedly and told them he had prepared all kinds of resources to help them decide, though someone looked suspicious. High above the mountains, a calm and knowledgeable figure explained that the Celestial Dynasty is ruled by cultivators who protect humans from monsters. Outside, beneath the open sky, a young woman meditated with glowing hands as her parents encouraged her to focus on building her cultivation foundation. One man with a fan remarked that the prime minister is haughty, while the older man warned the national teacher also hides ulterior motives. Two sinister-looking men debated their failed attempts to end the Wicked Alliance, saying the Holy King's efforts to persuade them had always been ignored. A young woman in traditional clothing asked Master Li what they should do, her voice hopeful beneath the blooming cherry blossom tree. The serious Lei considered the women's question, then replied that he thought it sounded like an outdated setting. Li, thoughtful and insightful, explained that the 36 stratagems involved coordinating different strategies for success. One inquisitive woman asked Master Li what the 36 stratagems were, while the other urged him to explain further. Li, now with a playful grin, offered to explain the concept since they clearly hadn't heard of it before. Then two scheming women whispered that the national teacher's son might become a concubine, hoping this rumor would win them favor with the Holy King. A scheming advisor explained the alienation plan as the princess voiced distress over interference, and a determined Li promised to tell his father to protect them. Li, confident and composed, remarked that the game was set and only their final strategies remained to be played. Both men glared at a poised woman as Lei told his companion to let the others clash, certain they would benefit from the conflict. Two determined women agreed the idea could work, though one admitted she didn't fully understand the details. Li explained that using just a few pages from the Three Kingdoms would easily solve the problem, delighting in how fitting the strategy felt. A calm woman advised that succeeding would depend on the red-haired woman's own tactics, making it clear she wouldn't intervene further. Bowed deeply and thanked Lei, promising to do her best, while Lei replied that he was just happy to help. The younger woman quietly admitted she had given her father's coming-of-age gift to Master Lei, and the elder responded that such generosity showed wisdom. A hand pressed the glowing green button, setting something in motion. Li lay back on his chair, mentioning to his dog that the jade pendant in his hand was a recent gift from Lady Luo. Li sat on the bench, telling his dog he planned to reshape the jade pendant as part of his carving practice. The nervous dog lay on the ground, glancing upward with a startled look. The relaxed dog finished stretching and announced that it was done. Sunlight spills across the courtyard as an unseen voice remarks that this scene looks just right. Sunlight glances off a jade ornament as it sways gently beside the closed wooden door. Light pulses from the jade medallion, casting shifting patterns across the ancient stone. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.